So I first joined the Alliance back in 2002 for trying to figure out what this Alliance, Washington State Alliance, is all about. So I heard, I just recently started a Filipino American Student Association at Portland Community College called Samahan. And I wanted to immerse my members to the opportunities I had when I was in high school, when I attended various conferences in the East Coast, in Virginia Beach and LA, through the various FONS conference. And I wanted to immerse them to those kind of workshops, those kind of keynote speakers, and meet other Filipino Americans who are very active in their own campuses. So I was Googling conferences around the area, and I landed into this website where they were talking about hosting the Washington State Alliance Conference at Oregon State University. So I thought that was like really interesting to me. Like, why is there a Washington State Alliance Conference that's being held at Oregon State University? So eventually I joined the listserv. The people who were very active in the listserv at the time was Kuya Free, Daps, Kuya Arnold Ramoso, Verlene Antes. Those were the people at that time that was very active within the Alliance. And they were organizing this annual conference that for the first time ever is going to be held at Corvallis, Oregon, at Oregon State University. So it's a pivotal moment for the Alliance that we're evolving into this new direction of expansion. I know that OSU and U of O has been involved with the Alliance a couple years prior to that, but I think it wasn't until that time when they first hosted the conference at Oregon that the talks of renaming the organization started to happen and started to materialize. Yeah, there were plenty of discussion on renaming the Alliance. It was almost a split decision that, some people were not willing to let go of the Washington State Alliance, and some people are ready to expand to the whole Pacific Northwest. And eventually it became what it's called now, the NWFASA, the Northwest Filipino American Student Alliance. That year, I think, was really inspiring for me because I've always thought that I have to travel in the East Coast or travel in California to find a community. But I was proven wrong when we attended my first conference back in 2003 in Corvallis, that a community of Filipino Americans are here all along in our own neighborhood, in our own region, in our own city. So we're privileged to be part of that, to be part of the roads that the founding members have paved for us. My involvement in Alliance didn't stop from there. I transferred to Portland State University and started a Filipino association there too with a good friend of mine, Cheryl, and we started Kaibigan together back in 2003. So it's really grassroots in Portland. I don't know why Portland is like 10 years behind, but everything was just starting in Portland, from recruiting members to getting them introduced to the Alliance, to finding the culture behind the organization. And throughout that, as we introduce more and more members to the Alliance, as we attend more and more Alliance meetings, which are very difficult to attend, by the way. You'll drive several hours to go to every meeting, especially now that it expanded to the whole Pacific Northwest. A drive from Portland to Bellingham is far. Drive from Portland to Wasu is very far. So it takes a lot of dedication, but we knew that, you know, it's the spirit of unity and building the alliance has to happen by attending the meetings regularly. We eventually hosted conference for the first time in 2006, and calculating budgets on, they were talking budgets earlier, and one thing that I could recall is that how are we going to come up with $35,000, because that's how much the conference cost back then. That was 2006. So how much would it cost now?
Are you guys getting paid? What is that? I'm going back in if you guys are getting paid. I think we need to get back in if they're getting paid.
We're consultants. We have a consultant rate.
60. Yeah.
For what?
For what?
The last one was it? Was it almost $60,000?
What, for the program?
Is that what year was that?
What? That was just a couple weeks ago.
09.
$60,000.
All of our weddings.
So the cost just keeps increasing throughout the year, and it's a lot of hard work for this whole school to put on a conference. And from the first year that we hosted, we were very happy at how it all turned out. But couple down 4 years after the first year that we hosted, I don't know what the officers of Kaibigan were thinking, but they decided to host once again. I don't think we even recovered from the previous conference yet, but they were brave enough to bid again for the conference, and privileged to host the conference once again. But you know, the alliance has evolved more than the conference itself throughout the years. There's the leadership retreats that happens every summer. There's Filipino Olympics. Now there's a many-day conference like these that are being introduced by Anakbayan. So as we continue to continue the legacy that you all started, the Alliance has continued to grow and evolve into introducing more new things, more new activities that everyone can get involved in. And I think that's a great way to empower and mobilize the youth through politically, culturally, educationally, and socially. Through all these types of activities, the Alliance is able to cover all those aspects and all those grounds in developing leaders within our own community here in the Pacific Northwest.